Hi, my name is John Mulhern, and I was asked to do the selfie video with the United States Association for Blind Athletes. They have the challenge with the Fitbit, Together We Move. Just a little bit about myself. I am originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've always been involved with sports. Sports is in my blood. My grandfather was Steve Van Buren, a Philadelphia Hall of Fame running back from 1945 to 51, and was enshrined in the Hall of Fame in 1965. And when I was younger, my mom didn't want me to play football, and my grandfather wanted me to give it a try, but my vision wasn't good enough to do it. I was introduced to blind sports with Pennsylvania Association with Blind Athletes by Sandy White and Brandon Young, my best friend. And I've been involved with USABA since 1986, so about 35 years now. My main sport that I became interested in was goalball. I did like track and field and swimming, but I seemed to excel in a team sport, and goalball was the choice. With Pennsylvania Association for Blind Athletes, I played with them until 2011. We won 6 national championships from 99 to 2011. Won it with 3 different teams. The first team I won from 99 through 2004 was with Pennsylvania Tornado, which was Andre Watson, Greg Onteric, and Bob Lichtenfels. And we won 3 out of 4 from 99 to 2002. I then joined our younger group of players of my brother Stephen Mulhern and Darryl Green, and also Greg Onteric again, as Pennsylvania Venom. And we won one championship in 2003, which was our second time of winning 2 in a row. So I always wanted to get a three-peat. And we had a few other younger players join us, Josh Schwartz and Andy Jinks, which we recruited him when he was about 7 or 8, kind of the same way I was recruited in. But we won 2 championships in 2009 and 2010. Then I moved from Philadelphia area. I was right outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Lebanon, and we moved down to Greensboro, North Carolina in 2011, the end of 2011. They were about 8 hours away on a train ride, so I joined Georgia Blind Sports Association. I was familiar with a few of the players from being teammates on the U.S. team. Eddie Monroe, Hal Simpson, Matt Simpson, Joe Leonard, name a few. And I've competed with them since 2012 until now. I also assist in coaching under Hal Simpson. He has used my vast knowledge of the sport to assist the younger players with throwing techniques, defense, and structure and practice. And with playing for so long, I was also honored to play for the United States in 2 Paralympics. In 2000, I competed in the Sydney, Australia Paralympics, and then won a bronze medal in 2004 in Athens. And one of my teammates then was Eddie Monroe, which is one of the reasons why I joined Georgia Blind Sports Association, was because he was already there and wanted to continue playing with him as a teammate. Now, my personal motto or favorite quote that means a lot to me. I'm a big Rocky fan. From being from the Philadelphia area, Rocky was a big part of my life and still is. There are a few quotes, and I could go through many of them that help motivate me. From Rocky 4, when Adrian tells Rocky that he can't win versus Drago. She says he can't win, and he says to her, he may win, but I'm going to give the best that I got. And then in the 6th movie, when Rocky was talking to his son, he was telling him the world is a nasty place and it'll beat you to your knees, and says to him, it doesn't matter how hard you can hit, it matters on how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And that's how winning is done. And that's pretty much how I've gone through life, especially in blind sports and with mainstream public schools. Always had a difficulty with being accepted as a blind athlete, from trying out for the high school football team to basketball. And so every time I'm told I can't win, I keep trying, keep moving forward. And I'm the type of person that once I set myself a goal for myself, I'm going to get it done. It doesn't matter what it is or a task. Now, with staying healthy during the pandemic, and this has been over a year now that I've been active, more active than I have in the past. The last Fitbit challenge that we had, I was averaging about 7,000 steps a day. Now I'm doing about 20 to 25,000 steps. One of the main reasons is I changed positions at work. I work at Sam's Club. I work in the freezer cooler. I do a lot of lifting, pulling, stretching, pushing, and constantly walking. I average about 12 miles a day, just walking at work. Some of the weight that I lift throughout the day go from 5 pounds to 150 pounds. Just like, for example, today I had to stock the chicken wings, which the shelves take 30 boxes of wings, and each box is 150 pounds. And having to move that from a pallet that's on the floor onto the shelf 30 times, it's kind of like getting a workout. And that's just one part of my job, and I'll move on to stocking cheese, anything you can think of. And it may not sound like a lot when you say there's a 5 pound bag of cheese, but in a box where there's 30 pounds and you're moving it over and over and over again, it's repetitive and keeps you active. Other things that I do, like stocking milk, for example, the other day I got 11 pallets of milk. Every pallet of milk has 256 gallons of milk, and I have to pull them by hand with a pallet jack, which the pallet jack makes the job easier, but I can't use a forklift like everybody else because I can't drive. So I have to pull it by hand from the back of the store to almost the front of the store by either pulling it or pushing it. And 11 times pulling all that weight is another way of being active. And then there's times where like I said, just at work, about 12 miles with all the stuff that I do, plus the lifting, stretching, and all that other stuff that I'm doing. And since I took to the position last June, about a year ago, I've lost probably anywhere from, like it's fluctuated from 20 to 25 pounds. If I had better eating habits, of course, it'd probably be better. My wife is always telling me, and also my teammates, that I need to stick to not having all the sugar and soda. That's like one of my vices is Pepsi. I've tried the keto diet, which I love eating meat, so it was something that I did start to get hooked on, and then I fell off it for a little bit, so I'm going to try to get back into it. As far as outside of work, after all that stuff, I am tired, but I have done some walking to the stores and stuff from my house. Could be a round trip could be 3 to 5 miles. Sometimes if I can get my girls off the couch, we'll play basketball outside, especially my youngest. She's interested in basketball. I have 3 girls, and she seems to be the non-girly girl, that she likes sports more than the other two. The other two will play sports with me, but she likes basketball, so that's something that I try to stay active. And then at home, I have a goal ball and a medicine ball that I do some throwing exercises, and I'll sometimes let my wife and kids throw the goal ball at me so I can hit the floor, just to condition my body. I already have the muscle memory. It's just after 35 years of doing it, my body doesn't want to do it anymore, but they enjoy hitting me with the ball, especially if I give the kids chores to do. For recipes, I would say anybody that knows me in the community, cheesesteaks are my favorite meal. Philadelphia cheesesteaks, not the fake South stuff. The real original Philadelphia cheesesteak. But of course, with the bread, not supposed to have it, but once in a while I do indulge in that. But like on the keto, my wife makes the hottest, spiciest chicken wings. They're so hot my lips burn, and she doesn't even want to give me a kiss for like 2 days after, because they were so hot, and I'm the only one in the house that will eat them. Some other ways that I've been involved with USABA is I also developed the Goal Ball Scoreboard website and worked with Bill Frowine to develop a Goal Ball Scoreboard app for the iPhone and an Android app. Because I'm a techie, I wanted to give a resource to the community and allow people to check scores while they're at the tournaments, and their family members, if they're not with them, to be able to check scores, standings, postings. When I was younger and when I was in my prime, my mother didn't have that, or my other family members didn't have that ability to check what I was doing when I got to travel the world and compete with the USA team until I got back. And with giving that as a resource to the community, when the US team is away, their family members could check. There are a lot more websites now that'll post the stuff, but I try to be a central place to get scores, especially for the United States. I want to get other international tournaments involved, but it's hard when you don't have somebody physically at the tournament to get them involved. And some of the other ways I'd like to branch out with Goal Ball Scoreboard is to help with tournament organizers in getting the tournament directors involved with wanting to help post scores and standings and stuff, so that it'll be available and I don't have to do 100% of the work, especially when I'm playing and trying to update scores. Sometimes there could be delays when I want it to be as close as possible as live. And at some of the tournaments, I've even been the central point of the schedule and the pool standings and the rankings through the website, which is another way that I've given back to the sport. What I would say to other people to help them be motivated is you could always add me as a friend on the Fitbit, and if you want to have daily challenges, I'll be glad to compete with you. I'm a very competitive person, so if you have other things to help with the motivation, would be just to anything that you want to find resources for goalball and you don't know where to go, you could always contact me through goalballscoreboard.net. It's just info@goalballscoreboard.net, and I'll get you connected through USABA or a local organization to get you involved with the sport of goalball or any blind sports. Just like, for example, with Georgia Blind Sports Association, they have multiple sports, not just goalball. And I can get you in contact with Hal Simpson easily. And I'm getting close to retiring, which I've told my wife since '99 that I was going to retire, and I haven't. But I'm more gearing towards coaching. I enjoy helping younger players achieve their potential, because some coaches have coached but they've never put on an eye shades and tried to do the sport, and try to just use other sports as an example. After putting on the eye shades and for playing so long, I have a lot of experience to give to younger players. Like, I enjoy coaching the Georgia Blind Sports Association's Atlanta Wolves, which has a bunch of young guys that have potential to maybe replace some of us older guys like me or Eddie, or be the future of the organization. And if I can help anybody with that, you can always contact me. Thank you.